Hi there, I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters and I'm a soul sculptor. I help you break the mold. Tonight, my subject is emotions. I've had lots of people asking me recently about, well, I'm doing all my mantras, but what about what I'm feeling? What do I do about this emotion that's coming up? Do I not feel it? Well, the truth is emotions are real and we need to express them. We need to process them. We need to allow them to move. Emotions are natural, and stuffing emotions can lead to all manner of illness, starting with anxiety, depression, fibromyalgia, bladder infection, sinus infection, so many other things. Okay. So I am going to give you a couple of different ways to process emotions and help you to feel better at the same time. And that's the bottom line, right? We want to feel good. Hello there. Puspa, Raj, nice to see you. Okay, so we're going to start with a really easy one. And the first one is an Epsom salts bath. And you want to start with a clean bathtub. And there's a reason for that. Hi, Nita. Thanks for joining. You want to start with a clean bathtub because this is like a sacred bath, like a ritual. And to cleanse our energy, you don't want to get into a dirty bathtub. So clean the bathtub. You could say a prayer over the bathtub. Bless it. Fill it with nice hot water. You don't need to use rose petals or anything, but you could put a few drops of lavender in there if you would like. Hello, Bilal. Nice to see you again. So stand with your hands over top of the water, and you can just say, I intend for this bath water to cleanse my energy field, to help me to release these emotions that I need to release. And throw in a couple of handfuls of Epsom salts or sea salt or even just plain old table salt. It really doesn't matter what kind of salt you use. You don't have to use anything that's very expensive. And you know, we want to keep the cost down so you're not worried about what you're spending on your bathtub. But one of the things that I recommend you do is that when you're in the tub, that you lay back and you have your head, the back of your head in the water, and just leaving your nose and mouth out. And why? Well, because, you know, we can get attached energies that stick to the back of our neck. And so soaking in salt water is a good way to get those things off of us. And so having the back of your head submerged in the water is helpful for that. Okay, so while you're in the tub, you want to make sure the water's nice and warm, and you can lay back in the tub and do some releasing. And I've done this myself. It works really well. You know, just close your eyes and you can, you know, put your hands over your chest. You know, if you feel comfortable doing that, sort of like you're hugging yourself, and say, I release. And as you are releasing, I release the burden of anger, because anger is a burden. I release the burden of frustration. I release the burden of fear. I release unforgiveness. I release the burden of unforgiveness. I release the burden of hate. I release the burden of unworthiness. I release the burden of codependency. It could be addiction. Whatever it is you want to release, you just state that you want to release it. And intention is a powerful thing. Whatever you intend is what will be. My kitties are agreeing with me. So the bathtub, I recommend that you lay back in the tub for about 40 minutes. And you could do prayers in there. It's lovely because it lightens your energy. Hello, Shakib, how are you? So other things that you could release in the bathtub, you could say, I release the burden of guilt. I release the burden of shame. I release the burden of jealousy. I release the burden of feeling unlovable. I release the burden of not being loved. I release the burden of rejection. I release the burden of abandonment. And as you do this, you're letting go, letting go, letting go. And then you can lay there and just, call in your angels, thank them, thank God for helping you to release it. And then allow yourself, to feel whatever it is you feel, because you may be feeling tremendously. You may be crying in the tub, and that's okay too. But what this does is it raises you to another level. And then, you can just ask for a blessing, ask to be given a blessing, or you can, I bless my body, I bless my mind, I bless my soul, and just say thank you. And then afterwards, you can follow your bath up with positive affirmations. I am loved. I am safe. I am secure. So I'd love to hear from you what kinds of emotions you have difficulty with. What are the ones that, that trouble you the most? There's a couple of other things that you could say at the end of your bath that make you feel alive and make you feel loved. Hello? What emotions do you have issues with, Shakib? I'm interested to hear from you. You could say, I'm beautiful, I am loving, I am peaceful, I'm harmonious, I love this body, I love my mind, I'm so grateful to have this beautiful, healthy body. So that is wrapping up the bathtub. Now, there's a couple of other things that you could do to release emotions. One of them is to walk outside at sunrise. Native Americans would clear their energy by walking outside at sunrise, because the air is the most pure at that time of day. The sun it's at a very different level at sunrise, and it's a very high energy day, high energy time of day. Hi, Star. Okay, so the next thing that you could do, I'm glad you got here for this one, Star. So if you've got anger issues, this one's really, really good. You want to be outside, preferably if you could be, hi, Star, if you could be by a lake or by water or by trees, and you just start like a child would do, having a temper tantrum. You're moving your arms up and down, and you just shake your head, and you just bend down and just "Arr!" and just yell, cathartic screaming, and you yell and you just get that out. And one of the things that I do sometimes with my clients that have a throat chakra issue from not speaking their truth and stuffing their words, so the chakra closes. This chakra will close if we don't use it. Singing is a good way to open it up, but here's another one, and it doesn't sound very pretty, but we're not about pretty here. We're about getting the emotions resolved, right? Moving them out. So this one, it's kind of a guttural yell, and you can stick your tongue out as you do it and just kind of go, That's one way. Or like a waterfall. So you're releasing sound from the throat, and doing so, you can do it outside. Very powerful. So I'm just going to go back over this cathartic screaming again. You don't want to do it in your house. You want to take it outside somewhere, hopefully where there's nobody else around. I've done this in my car on occasion. You can do it with the windows up or down, but you may scare the people driving around you. Crank your air conditioning up and just yell. And then, of course, saging your car afterwards is probably a good idea. But you know, outside, you're stomping your feet, moving your arms, you move your head. So you're really getting your body into it, you know, moving. And then you just can bend down and just let out this big old scream. And see how you feel afterwards. You do that 2-3 times, you may find yourself laughing. You may find yourself crying, but the point is emotions, emotion. It's energy in motion, energy in motion. We're supposed to release emotions, not stuff them. And when we stuff our emotions, remember what I said at the beginning? You can have health issues, depression, anxiety. So releasing emotions is very important. Okay, so we've done the Epsom salt bath. We've done the cathartic screaming. We did the sunrise walk. And there's one more thing that I wanted to go over. Star, do you have one emotion that you have the most trouble with releasing? Is there one in particular that you have trouble with? Maybe it's when you start to cry, how do you stop? I'm not sure. So the final one is feeling our emotions. Anger. Okay. Well, for anger, that cathartic screaming is very powerful. If you can go outside to a park or to a lake, if you could get near a lake, climb on a mountain, someplace where there's not a lot of people around, that would be good. So doing that cathartic screaming. And then the final one is feeling our emotions. Now, what does that mean? We have been taught to stuff our emotions. You know, from the time that we were children, most of us were told, don't be angry. It's not polite, or it's not good to be angry. And so we were told, basically stuff it, keep it inside, don't express it. And doing that leads to depression. It's why so many people are depressed today, because they're not processing and feeling what they feel. Instead, they've become numb. And of course, cell phones and technology, being on the computer and watching television, all these things do is distract us. And so what we want to do is take a deep breath, and we're going to move towards those emotions. Let's say the emotion is anger. Excuse me. So you say to yourself, I want to feel my anger fully. I really want to experience it. I want to feel it fully. So you can talk to your guides, talk to your angels. Let me experience this anger. Bring it on. And, you know, just really feel it. Instead of backing up, you kind of move towards it. You step into the anger. And so as you step into it, you might feel heat. Just notice what you're feeling. What is it that you feel? Sometimes you feel like a static on your shoulders, or heat, or almost like fire. Or if someone has ever yelled at you or gotten angry, and even on the telephone, I've gotten so sensitive now that when someone is angry with me, I feel this prickliness on the tops of my shoulders and the tops of my back. So just notice what you feel. Feel the feeling. Allow yourself to feel. And how do we do that? Breathe. So sitting with it. So let's just sit with this right now. I want you to just ask your angels and your guides, let me feel the emotion of anger right now. I want to feel it fully. How does that feel? Now, when I say that, my face is getting hot. Just thinking about anger, my face is starting to heat up. You may be getting hot elsewhere. Your whole body may feel like it's on fire. It's okay. Whatever you feel is okay. And he is angry because I'm not letting him outside, and he's feeling his anger fully. So you know, the truth about spirituality, the truth about being enlightened, it doesn't mean that you never feel again. We feel deeply. We may feel even more than we used to feel. I am way more sensitive today. I'll wake up in the morning like I did this morning and I felt sadness. I didn't know what it was related to. I didn't know where it was coming from. I had no idea what it was about, but I stayed with it instead of running from it. So breathe, feeling it again. Want to just really feel it. I bring it on. I want to feel this emotion fully. So it could be heat, it could be cold, it could be tingling. But allow yourself to really feel it. And when you do, what is on the other side of that emotion is joy. So, okay, so you may be feeling something in your heart chakra across your chest. You may feel tightening. You may feel heat. It may feel like a pain in your chest. But allow yourself, you could put your hands there. Let me put my hands in the middle of my chest and feel. Let me just tap in and feel. What am I feeling? Oh, I'm feeling all the places where I have stuffed hurt words, where I've stuffed pain in my heart, where I have closed down my heart because other people hurt me. Feel it fully and allow yourself to move through it. Breathe in again. Now this may take a few breaths. It could take 10 minutes, it could take 20 minutes, but stay with it. So I'm just going to do a quick little wrap up and just remind you what we talked about. So we're talking about different ways to process and clear emotions, because allowing our emotions to move as opposed to stuffing them leads to health and also joy, because on the other side of these strong emotions is joy. And that is your true self. And you may feel joy start to bubble up out of nowhere for no reason. And that's awesome. That's really good. I'd love to hear from you, to hear, how was this video for you? Did this help you? Was there anything that you wished I had talked about? Is there anything that you would like me to cover now? Okay, so Epsom salts baths with an intention. You put your hands over the bath. I intend for this bath to help me release all the burden of heavy emotions I no longer need. And then while you're in that hot bath, not too hot now, just hot enough for you to be able to be comfortable in it for about 40 minutes. Lay back with your head submerged, the back of your head submerged under the water, and say, I release the burden of guilt. I release the burden of shame. I release the burden of unforgiveness. Remember? Okay, so the next one was walking at sunrise outside, asking the sun to release your emotions. And then the third one, let's see, I'm trying to remember what that was. The outside Epsom salts bath, cathartic screaming. And then the fourth one was feeling the emotions fully. Now I have a bonus for you. If you have trees around, ask a tree to be able to sit up against it. Ask the tree to take away your pain. Ask the tree to take away your anger, your sadness, your sorrow, your guilt, your shame. And then sit or stand with your back against the tree. I like to sit so I can close my eyes and really tap into what I'm feeling. And you're grounded sitting on the ground. Just make sure you're not sitting on ants. That's not a very comfortable thing. But trees are amazing for helping us unburden our emotions. And that was my little bonus for you. And when you're done, thank the tree, because they love to be in service to us. And tell the tree you love it and just feel what you feel. I often feel the trees tell me, I love you too, and you're welcome. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I'd love to hear your comments below. Make sure you do leave a comment. Tell me what you liked. I really want to hear from you. I'm a soul sculptor. My website is jenniferelizabethmasters.com. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Star. Thank you, Shakib. Thank you, Nita. And Bilal. Thank you for watching.